Hey everyone, it's Hilary Topper here, and I'm from HJMT Public Relations, and you've signed into Wearable on Air. And today we have a special guest. His name is Dr. Masoud Vaziri, and he is the CEO and founder of a company called i2i. They're the makers of iPal, and he's going to talk to us a little bit about his product and also about the future of wearable technology in the smart glass arena. And I'm really excited to have him. So welcome to the show. Dr. Vaziri, tell me a little bit about iPal and what it is and what makes it different from other products. You know, I know it's not launched yet, but can you tell me a little bit about the product?
Yes. Thank you, Hilary, for having me in your program. We started working on iPal, developing the technology in 2008. And I started working on this basically for my personal need. I wanted to record my interaction with my kids. And at the time, my conclusion was the only way you can capture all of those and enjoy the experience is if your eyes were your camera. So that was the starting point. And at the time I started working on this, the word wearable didn't exist as wearable technology that we refer to today. So that was the motivation, and we have solved a number of technical problems. And our goal is really turning your eyes into your own camera. You can see, the camera sees what your eyes see, the camera sees what your eyes do. You can control this camera with your eyes. It follows your eye movement. It zooms when you pay attention to what you pay attention to. And there is nothing like it out there. There is no camera that can zoom on its own today.
You know, what's interesting about it is that I think Google Glass tried to do something similar where there's that wink feature. Is that somewhat similar to iPal and what you're doing there with the technology?
So what Google Glass started as a display. And it was an afterthought that they added a camera to it. And to use the Google Glass, to use that wing function, you have to be really looking up at that camera that is around here so it can see your eye. So right now I'm looking at the monitor. If I were wearing a Google Glass, that camera would not see my eyes, what I'm doing. It wouldn't see that I'm looking at your face, or I'm looking at one corner of the monitor or another, or even if I'm closing my eyes, it has no idea. But it is used so the device knows when you are looking at the display. And of course, if you close your eyes and look at it again, it is detected as a wink. What we do, we follow both of your eyes all the time. 60 times a second, we look at your eyes. So anything your eyes do, we know what they are.
Interesting. So I know you had mentioned to me that your product was on Indiegogo, and when do you see this product launching in the U.S.?
Yes, we had a crowdfunding campaign last June on Indiegogo, and our plan right now is to launch the product in mid next year. And that's the plan.
Okay. So I just want to remind everyone out there that if you have any questions, the Q&A box is open, so ask away. My question to you is, where do you see smart glass going? I mean, do you see that this is, will everyone have some type of smart glass on their face?
I do, and here is my reason. If you look at the evolution of computers, going from mainframe to desktop to laptop, and with smartphones, the smartphone is basically a pocket computer. I believe the next wave of computers would be wearable computers. As we look at all the previous generation of computers, they are all graphical user interface, which means there is a display, there is a keyboard, you enter your question, and then you get the answer. The next wave of computers, which will be wearable, these computers, they can anticipate your need. They know what you want to do. For example, for iPal, we have a number of applications that we are planning to release in the future. And one of them is a driver assistant. So if you are driving, iPal knows you are driving. If you are drowsy, if you are about to fall asleep, it can alert you.
Oh, that's awesome.
And when you are going for shopping, as you look at the barcode or as you look at various objects that you are interested in, iPal can automatically do image recognition, it can check the prices online, and it can tell you if the price that you are looking at is the fair price or not. So that's really where the name iPal comes from. It's a pal, it's a trusted companion that is with you. It knows what you want to do, it predicts it, and before you ask, it gives you the answer. And because of that, I see a need for smart glasses in future for everyone. If you just look at, for example, another simple application, for example, look at education. With cameras like iPal, smart glasses like iPal, every kid could have his or her own teacher 24/7. If we can read through the eyes of that kid, we know where he gets stuck. We can read the problem that he's trying to solve, and if he doesn't do it right, we can give him tips. And this would be a teacher that is there 24/7. When you look at enterprise application, we can look at real-time collaboration. I could be in the field trying to fix the device, the system, and engineers could be somewhere else. They can watch through my eyes. There may be alerts, red lights here and there that I may not pay attention to, but they could tell me I should be looking at this or I should be looking at something else. So in a way, iPal allows really eye-to-eye communication for the first time. And that's where the name i2i comes from. So when you and I are talking right now, I talk, you listen, and you also see. But there is also a need to share exactly what I see. And we have the saying, a picture is worth 1,000 words. Well, why not to share exactly what I see with you, and you decide for yourself. If I'm at the concert, I don't want to pick up a phone and pointing it here and there. I want to enjoy it there. But at the same time, my friends, my wife, others may be interested to watch the same thing. If my kids are playing sports and my wife at home wants to watch it, she can watch it through my eyes. And it turns out that the same thing that I'm interested in, she will be interested too. So this is going to help lots of people. And the capabilities that we talk about, there is no other smart glasses that can do that. If you look at Google Glass, for example, if you want to point at certain things, you need to be looking at the screen, and as you are looking at the screen, then you have to point your eyes until you point your head until you focus on the object that you want to show. Mm-hmm. In our case, it's really effortless. The camera automatically follows your eyes. you pay attention to things, it zooms on it. You roll your eyes around, it will unzoom. It will show you the whole view. And that's what separates iPal from everything else that is out there. And going back to the future of wearable computers, wearables that you asked about, iPal is really a new user interface platform, which is natural user interface. And this is the first natural user interface that we have. This trend was started by Apple when they introduced Siri. Siri can talk and can hear, but she's still blind. iPal is a tool that can do everything that all the other personal assistant can do, and it can also see exactly what the wearer of that device is seeing. So in this way, Siri, Cortana, and all those other personal assistants that are out there, they will get a pair of eyes with iPal. And the difference, then it's the difference between day and night. Because the personal assistant who's blind cannot be really that much of help to most of us.
It's interesting. The one thing I have a question for you is, so Google Glass comes out with prescription lenses. Will iPal have prescription lenses? And also, does iPal have the capability to be a camera and video camera as well?
So we do offer prescription lenses. We have partnerships that will provide prescription lenses. And, well, iPal is video and camera. Right now, what we don't have is a display in front of your eyes. And that display is on our roadmap. We will have stereo display, not just one display, one corner of your eye.
Cool. Now, with the introduction of the Apple iWatch and so many of these various smartwatches, I'm actually wearing a Pebble right now. It's buzzing like crazy. What do you think? Do you think that smart glasses has more, more to offer a consumer than a smartwatch, and why?
Well, I told you, for example, first of all, I think there is room for all of these. There is a room for smart glasses, and there is room for smartwatch. It depends really what you need. If you want to control your music player from a single device and you don't want to take off your phone, well, smartwatch is a good solution. If you just want to check the time, or if you got a new text, smartwatch is a good solution. But if you want to be smarter, if you want to have a trusted companion that watches over your shoulder and has your best interest in mind, then you need smart glasses like iPal. If you are driving, it can read all the signs, it can see all the signs, it can tell you if you are tired, you should take it over. If you are a student, it can help you. It can tell you the pronunciation. It can correct the spelling. So, and smartwatches cannot do that. But smartwatches are, they can measure your pulse and a few other things. And smart glasses would also be able to do the same thing. Smart glasses can also be used for authentication and looking at your eye as who you are. So there is room for all of them. I think smart glasses would make all of us smarter and more efficient.
My one complaint about, I think, all of these products is that they're not standalone. They all seem to work with a smartphone. And, you know, I still have to carry my smartphone with me somewhere on my body in order for my Pebble to work, or I'm sure my iWatch, or even my Google Glass. How does iPal work with a smartphone? And if it does, do you see a future where we won't have to rely on smartphones anymore?
iPal can work on its own. It doesn't have to have smartphone. But in future, on our roadmap, there are versions that can work with smartphone. What was your other question? Sorry.
My other question was in terms of, you know, do you see a future of these smart products working without a smartphone?
I think I see smartphone as a hub for all these activities. It's efficient, it requires battery processor, and it's nice that you can put it in your pocket and you don't have to wear it on your face. There are smart glasses that have put the battery, the processor, and everything on your face. And some people, when you hear the words like cyborg and all those other things, what we think about wearable is wearable has to be judged by all the other criteria that we use for wearables. For example, like a shirt, like eyeglasses, like everything else. It has to be thin, it has to be fashionable, it has to be lightweight, it has to be customizable. And when you put all of those, you would see there is a need for the processor, the battery, all those things to go somewhere else. I think it's convenient to have the box in your pocket than wearing it.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, just like the headset that we are wearing, it's good. We can hide it behind our neck or
Right.
But for the time being, we need battery power. And when you look at the wearable, you expect it like a pair of shoes that you wear. You expect it to work the whole day. You can't use a wearable for 10 minutes or half an hour, and then you have to go and charge it. So if you want to use it all day, you need enough battery power. And if you want to make it big, then it would not look fashionable. It would not look nice.
One of the we recently launched a survey, and we questioned our community about wearable products. And one of the questions we asked was, if you left your cell phone at home, you were in the car, you left your cell phone at home, would you turn around and go get it? And 95% of the people said that they would get it. We also asked the same question, if you forgot your wearable product at home, would you turn around and get it? And maybe 60% said that they would get it. Do you see iPal as a product that people will turn around for?
Well, if iPal is going to make us smarter, if it's a trusted companion that has access to cloud power, cloud processing, then we need it. If you are going to a gas station and you look at the prices and you are wondering if the gas prices could be cheaper half a mile down the road, well, iPal can tell you that. If for shopping, it can do the same thing. Do you need such a thing? If I see that it's possible that we would add the phone functionality into iPal, so your wearable computer can be your phone as well.
Very cool. Well, I just want to thank you, Dr. Vaziri, for being on the show today. This was so incredibly informative. I can't wait to get my hand on your iPal, and if you would wouldn't mind loaning it to me for a little bit.
Sure, we would like you to review
I would
it.
totally review it and, check that out. And I'm so excited about the possibility when it does launch in 2015. So please keep us posted about that. Thank you again for being on this show. If you want more information on this show or any other show, visit us at hjmt.com or hilarytopper.com. And I'm going to give Dr. Vaziri one last time to just give his website address and information on how you guys can contact him.
Thank you, Hilary, for having me on the show. Viewers can find more information about iPal at meetipal.com, or if they do a search on Google for iPal glasses or iPal smart glasses, they can find all the links that they need.
Thank you. Thank you so much, and I hope everyone has a great week, and we'll see you next week with another great show.
Thank you.